Less than 5 days remain for the NFL draft, so it's about time we show you our latest mock. So right away with the first overall pick, the Jaguars select Aiden Hutchinson from Michigan. The defensive star is an absolute game wrecker, and him alongside Josh Allen would be a scary duo. The Jags need to take him at number 1. With the second overall pick, the Lions take Travon Walker. The Georgia standout would be a great fit for Dan Campbell's team. In addition to that, the Lions pass rush could use some improvements, and Walker is the guy to build around. On to number 3, where the Texans take Keme Kwonu. Unpopular opinion here, but I think he's the best tackle of this draft, and since the Texans have a lot of holes, they need to go for the best player available, that being Kwonu, of course. At number 4, the Jets select Sauce Gardner. He's undeniably one of the most talented cornerback prospects of recent drafts, and the Jets could use some help at the secondary. Why not take the Cincinnati superstar? To close the top 5, the Giants select Evan Neal. In case he does fall off to 5, it's a no-brainer for the Giants. Neal is an incredible tackle who could boost the Giants' O-line big time. At number 6, the Carolina Panthers take Malik Willis. The Liberty quarterback has proven to have the most potential out of every quarterback in this class. He'd be a great fit for the Panthers, but taking him this high could be somewhat risky. The Giants once again, and at number 7, select Kayvon Thibodeaux. The Oregon star has the talent to be the best edge rusher of this year's class, however, he does have some bust potential as well, so he needs to be well developed. The Atlanta Falcons select Kyle Hamilton at number 8. As you saw in my big board, I have him as a top 5 prospect. His stock has been falling recently, but there's not enough evidence for me to believe he isn't a generational talent. On to number 9, where the Seattle Seahawks take Charles Cross. There is no way they mess this up. Cross is a perfect fit for a not-so-good Seattle offensive line, and his athleticism could be very well appreciated there. At number 10, the Jets select Garrett Wilson. The wideout from Ohio State is a big and athletic player who could easily become Zach Wilson's primary target. The Jets could use someone like him, especially after going defense with their first pick. Now the Commanders at number 11 select LSU star Derek Stingley Jr. His draft stock has been falling off recently, but he's still undoubtedly a top 3 cornerback of the class. The Commanders could use his help in the secondary and could end up with a huge steal. The Vikings are next, taking Jordan Davis. They would have gone for a corner had Stingley or Gardner been available, but since they're gone, they must turn their heads to another position of need, which is interior defensive lineman. Jordan Davis is that guy and a don't-miss prospect. The Texans at number 13 select Jermaine Johnson. He has a very high football IQ and his potential is huge. Since the Texans went offensive tackle with the 3rd overall pick, they could use some defense now on to try and get something going. With the 14th overall pick, the Ravens select Drake London. He has the perfect body for a wide receiver and he's very reliable as well. He could easily form a connection with former MVP Lamar Jackson if drafted by the Ravens. The Eagles then take Chris Olave at number 15. With Wilson and London off the board, they go for either Olave or Williams. Olave, in my opinion, is the best fit for them, especially considering Jalen Hurts' traits and how the Eagles' offense tends to operate. On to number 16, the Saints select Trevor Penning. I know they need a wide receiver, but Penning would become by the time they're on the clock again, so they need to get him off the board. He'd be a huge addition to the Saints offensive line pretty much right away. The Chargers select Devin Lloyd at 17. His size and speed are amazing and he could help LA's defense big time. Despite linebacker not being the biggest need of the team, he's the best prospect available for them at this position. The Eagles picking once again, now at number 18, take Washington standout Trent McDuffie. Despite not being very big, McDuffie has proven to be one of the best cornerbacks of this class behind Gardner and Stingley. He should thrive alongside Darius Slay. At number 19, the New Orleans Saints select Jameson Williams. They addressed O-line before, and now it's time to go for a wide receiver. Williams is the perfect fit for Winston's style of play and could be a steal for the Saints. With the 20th overall pick, the Steelers select Kenny Pickett. He's arguably the best quarterback of the draft as right now, and despite not having as huge of an upside, he could easily fit the Steelers scheme, and in addition to that, he's used to playing in Pittsburgh. At 21, the New England Patriots select Nakobe Dean. He has an incredibly high football IQ, which is something Bill Belichick admires a lot. Besides, he'd be a great addition to a Patriots defense that's lost some important pieces. The Packers at 22 select George Karlaftis. He might get overlooked due to how stacked the edge rushers are this year. He would have easily been a top 20 pick any other year, so if he's still available at 22, the Packers need to make the call. Just imagine how scary this Packers defense would look with him. At 23, the Arizona Cardinals select Andrew Booth Jr. They need to go for a cornerback here, especially considering how deep is this year's class. The Clemson star would be a great addition to Arizona's secondary and could develop as a top-tier cornerback sooner rather than later. With the 24th overall pick, the Cowboys select Zion Johnson. They need some help at the interior offensive line, and Johnson would provide just that, especially considering how he dominates in the running game. Up next at 25, the Buffalo Bills select Treylon Burks from Arkansas. They're easily the most complete team right now, so why not add yet another weapon for Josh Allen? This is certainly a luxury pick, but they need to make the most out of it. At 26, the Tennessee Titans take Bernhard Raymond. They could use Raymond's help in the line, especially if they want Derrick Henry to have an amazing comeback season. There are better players available, but Raymond fills a bigger hole. On to number 27, where the Buccaneers select Kenyon Green. They need help at the interior of the offensive line, and Green has a lot of potential. With the top-tier receivers off the board, offensive line makes the most sense for Tampa here. The Green Bay Packers once again, now at number 28, select Daxton Hill. Okay, hear me out. I know they're already great in defense, winning rusher in 22 and need a wide receiver, but Hill is the most versatile player of the draft and would provide a lot of depth for the Packers secondary and would make that defense elite. With the 29th overall pick, the Chiefs select Jahan Dotson from Penn State. They don't have a clear number 1 at the position, and Dotson is arguably the most underrated receiver of this class. He's a great fit for Mahomes, and the Chiefs need to fill out the hole he left. With back-to-back picks, the Chiefs select David Ojabo. Before saying this reach, remember he was considered a top 15 prospect before his injury. If the Chiefs have the luxury of 2 first-rounders, why not risk it on a player who could end up being elite for them? Now at number 31, the Bengals take the steal of the draft in Tyler Linderbaum. I have him as the 12th best prospect, so if he's available at 31, it's a no-brainer for the Bengals. Unless they want Burrow to get sacked over 70 times once again, this is the right move. And finally, with the 32nd overall pick, the Detroit Lions select Roger McCreary. They boosted the line with Walker, so why not add another underrated star like McCreary to the secondary? Dan Campbell is gonna like his style, and in my opinion, this would be a dream draft for the Lions. So well, that wraps up my last mock draft for 2022, unless I have a very big change of mind. By the way, only a small percentage of my viewers are actually subscribed, so if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. If you want to support me and help me to create more content like this, make sure to check out the benefits we can offer you on Patreon. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.